Space traveler comes from two Greek words, astro, important space, and nauts, meaning mariner. The principal individual to head out to space was Yuri Gagarin, a Soviet cosmonaut. On April 12, 1961, the principal American space explorer to head out to space was Alan Shepard. On May 5, 1961, the average age of NASA astronauts is 34 years old. Space travelers need to go through thorough physical and mental preparation, including endurance preparing, to set them up for space missions. Space explorers on the Global Space Station, ISS, experience around 16 dawns and dusks consistently because of the space station's circle around the Earth. Space travelers wear spacesuits to safeguard them from the brutal states of room, including outrageous temperatures, radiation, and the vacuum of room. Space travelers need to practice for 2 hours consistently in space to forestall muscle and bone misfortune. The longest spaceflight by a space explorer was 437 days, finished by Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov. The principal lady to head out to space was Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova in 1963. Space explorers need to eat an extraordinary space diet, which incorporates food varieties that are not difficult to get ready, lightweight, and have a long time span of usability. Space explorers utilize particular latrines on the space station that utilization wind current to get away from the body. Space explorers speak with mission control and their families utilizing different techniques, including email, video calls, and a unique telephone that utilizes a satellite connection. There have been north of 500 individuals who have ventured out to space as space explorers or cosmonauts. It is assessed that north of 600 million individuals watched Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stroll on the moon on TV. Guyon Bluford was the principal African American in space. He started as a mission expert on the Challenger in 1983. Sally Ride was the principal American lady in space. She was likewise the most youthful American space explorer to go to space. Alan Shepard became well known for hitting a golf ball while on the moon. Space travelers wear diapers, in fact called greatest attentiveness articles of clothing. Missions are unusual and long, so when space explorers can't unfasten to go to the washroom, you get the essence. Fortunately, they change their own pieces of clothing. Space travelers need to learn Russian to be on the Global Space Station to peruse manuals on the Russian side, convey and know what's happening. Practicing in space is fundamental for forestalling bone and muscle misfortune. By and large, space explorers practice for 2 hours daily on extraordinary gear intended for space. Space travelers can grow up to 3% taller while investing energy in microgravity. At the point when the space travelers return to Earth, their level gets back to business as usual following a couple of months. Apollo 16 space explorer Charles Duke left a photo of his better half and their 2 children sitting on a seat on the moon. He marked the rear of the photo with a message saying, "This is the group of space traveler Duke from planet Earth. Arrived on the moon, April 1972. The photo stays right up till now." Peggy Whitson holds the record for the most days spent in space by an American space traveler, with a sum of 665 days, more than 3 missions. The primary American space traveler to circle the Earth was John Glenn, who finished 3 circles on February 20, 1962. Williams has spent a total of 322 days in space on 2 missions. She ranks second on the all-time U.S. endurance list for females. With 50 hours and 40 minutes, she is second on the list of total cumulative spacewalk time by a female astronaut.